Hi guys, I'm here again. Sometimes I feel like not doing any videos for a bit, and then there's other times where I have this, I don't know, insight or something, and I get that sense of go on, do a video, you know. So I was just having an Epsom salt bath, and it just yeah, anyway, look, blah. I was watching a video the other day, and it's some person. It's a person who posted some footage of the sky, and he does this quite a lot. It's actually quite interesting. It's very strange sky phenomenon, but most of it is where square holes. So, you get your canopy of clouds, and all of a sudden it's just a square, and I mean a perfect square hole, or a perfectly square cloud, all kinds of weird shit. And my friend was watching it, and he goes, why don't I ever see things like that? And I just was reminded of something that I've known, felt, sensed for a very long time, and that is this: we are not in one reality, people. I don't know if you've ever noticed that from the day to day, or even from, say, the morning to the evening, you're not in the same reality. You might have, say, a mole here, like I do, but that mole's moved slightly. And because you know your face, you know your body. Well, I do anyway. Some people don't because they're not in awareness, but I am. I call this experience the Quantumverse, because that is what it is. You can get 10 people that have been witness to, say, an event of some sort. And let's say a train wreck, a car crash, whatever. And the police arrive on the scene, and they interview these 10 people, these 10 witnesses. And they will have 10 very different stories. And it's not just a matter of perception, though that plays a large part. But we are all in different realities. I exist in my reality. And again, reality is a really shitty word for it. I exist in my own experience, in my own timeline. And within my experience and my timeline, I see this convergence of all these different timelines and all these different realities, all these different pasts, all these different futures, all these different present moments that all exist simultaneously, like a great cosmic sea. All these different rivers that flow into this infinite cosmic sea, right? It's not one thing at all. But if you view it through the perception of your hell contagion, you're going to think it is. And it wants you to think that it is. For those of you who have done the inner work and are becoming increasingly aware of what hell contagion consciousness is, how it functions, and what its purpose is. Its purpose is to maintain you at a certain frequency, for lack of a better word. Trauma-based mind control, consciousness hijack. You're in a constant state of fight or flight nervous system response, reaction I would say rather than response, fear-based and driven, confusion and chaos because you do not trust yourself at all. You don't even have a sense of yourself really that much. Looking at all these different, here and then, that's happening over there, even though what you're looking at essentially when you do that is all these different consciousnesses. So you can switch on your computer and you're in your hell contagion and you're not listening to yourself, or even when you do, there's major cognitive dissonance. You exist in a state of trauma, evisceration, away from yourself, confused, chaos, catastrophic. And in that state, you have this, I need to stay safe, I need to stay safe, I need to stay safe, I need to look at what's going on, what's happening over there, what they're doing over there, what's happening, what's the government doing. You get all this predictive programming, all these people, oh, they're going to do this, and oh, they're going to go over there and do that, and this is happening over there, and that is happening over there. Right? I paid a lot of attention to that, and I've noticed over the years that it's absolute bollocks. It's not what it appears to be at all. These are all consciousness rivers, or tiny little flows of consciousness and perception-based nuances, and then you go over there because somebody said, oh, this is what's going on over there, and you go over there, and it's not at all the case. It's completely different. Completely different. I have played around with this a lot. I've observed things a lot. The hell contagion, the black hand, that voice, it's not really a voice, it's more like an impression or an influence, a subtle, dark, heavy influence, is always there to fix you, This is how it is. Your black and white perception. This is how it is. Cause and effect. It's complete nonsense. Absolute garbage. It literally is a kind of possession. You know, I watched a documentary many years ago. It was a priest, a Catholic priest, who is, he's an exorcist, you know. And he was talking about signs and symptoms of demonic possession. I think he called it oppression, actually. And I think he's right. Because possession cannot actually happen to a soul being. Alright? And let's not forget that we create reality, okay? So everything that happens in your reality is yours. Everything that happens in my reality is mine. It's for me to come to the skill, as I talked about, and all that. Right, it's your quest. It's your quest. I know, again, this is part of it as well. You know, all the whining, all the suffering. It's true, we have suffered. I acknowledge that. I validate that. I've done a good video on that saying you are validated. But at some point, it becomes self-pitying, wallowing bullshit. Be aware of that. It will serve you not. I've been there many times. I still go there sometimes, believe me. Okay, I can be the most self-pitying, whiny, passive-aggressive piece of work. Sitting there, you know, and then I have to grab myself by the scruff of the neck and drag myself out. It's another element of the hell contagion. But yes, demonic oppression, signs and symptoms. And these people, they start to become tired mentally, emotionally, physically. They start to feel very depressed, more and more depressed, anxious, nervous system. They start to get angry. They start to feel hatred. They start to suspect and I used to have this friend who used to take a lot of cocaine. This many years ago, and he became more and more paranoid. And in the end, he committed suicide. But before that, he spent all his time by the window watching for, they're over there, and it's, you know, and it's demonic, because that's what drugs are. They open up portals into our being, into our psyche, you know. Even alcohol will do that. Cigarettes will do that. I know this from experience, right? That's why Big Pharma wants people taking all these drugs. And what do you think the V is all about? Wow. So anyway, I digress. Demonic oppression. Now, when you're a soul traveler and you live in this quantum cosmic thing, you're having your experience, you have been conditioned, mind controlled, to exist in your quantum reality bit a certain way, and it is totally like demonic oppression. you are, because demonic oppression is literally using something like a battery. These negative, evil energies exist to create a certain type of experience, and all that depression then leads you to awakening, to see the truth. So it's all utilized and it's all good and it's all in the Tao, but it doesn't feel that way when you're going through it. Not at all, of course not, because there is demonic interference and there is consciousness hijack, and it's all the same thing, but you don't know that. You don't know the root for the trees. You know that you're in agony, and it fixes you. It fixes you. You know, you have the whole, I call it the karma candy. Karma candy, where it's like, well, as long as you're nice and good and kind, then life will treat you right. And that's bullshit. That's bullshit. You know? Expecting an angry bull not to charge at you because you're a vegetarian. It's ridiculous. It doesn't work. You're being a battery. You're being fed off of. And oh, you get so depressed and you get so just experience the widest range of very horrible, awful, dark emotions, and you get sick. What do you think old age is? What do you think disease is? What do you think depression is? What do you think self-harm is? What do you think drug abuse is? Everybody here, if you pay attention to the external, exists in a state of perpetual fear but denies that fact, pretending it's all wonderful and wonderful and wonderful. It's complete bullshit, right? You exist in a sea of consciousness. You create this experience. Your consciousness is somewhat out of alignment, called the hell contagion, and then you have this dark generator telling you all these horrible things about you. This is the demonic oppression, siphoning off your life force, your life force, your life force, which perpetuates what we all like to call the matrix. But it's all these different consciousnesses. Just go online, go on YouTube and watch a shitload of different videos by different people, and you'll see, I think, what I mean. So for this guy, he has these weird square shaped clouds, or perfect square shaped lack of clouds and whatnot. People come to me and tell me something is happening in this town, in this place, and I go there and it's very different than that. It's not the same. Perception, perception, perception. That is what consciousness is. It's perception. See, feel, experience. And the hell contagion makes you think that it's just happening to you, but in fact it's the other way around, you see? And when you don't know, you rely on reality, and it's all set in stone, it's black and white and it's fixed. But when you do know, reality relies on you. You realize, oh, I'm the harbinger of it all. Then you begin to understand your responsibility, the skill, the journey from the hell contagion dark generator to the skill and sovereignty. I am. Oh, wow, yeah, the agony that I've existed in all this time, and I don't need to. Because I was in my bath and it was like, oh, why didn't you do this? And oh, you forgot to do that. And tick, 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 and oh, there we are again. And I'm like, no. And I could feel this serenity, this yes. And I see this image of all these different timelines, perceptions, consciousnesses, realities, all unfolding, infolding. Yeah. Predictive programming plays its part here because it's all part of the hell contagion dark generator. Oh, this is what has happened. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. They're going to do that. How do you think reality is created? What do you think predictive programming is? You don't have to switch on your computer. Predictive programming is what the dark generator is all about. Oh yeah, you're fat, you're ugly. Something terrible's gonna happen. You can have a massive car accident. That's predictive programming, you know. And so that creates a consciousness that you exist on if you believe it. Oh, this is the truth. The dark generator is the truth. No, the dark generator is a liar. It's not true at all. Hey, I experience all this and now I know, I see the truth. Ah, wow, that's liberating. Wow, the state that I have existed in through all that evil, trauma-based mind control and demonic oppression, siphoning of my life force. And now I'm beginning to understand how I chose to be complicit with that passive-aggressive element, self-hating, nasty, self-pity, wallowing bullshit, self-delusional nonsense, narkiness, whatever. You know it when you come across it and you start to come out of it, you see what's going on, right? This is the skill, the shift and the skill. I am, you know, it's not a mind thing. It's not a mind thing. It's not about thinking. This entire thing, experience, is far more about feeling and sensing. Yes, you do think, but you think with a different brain. You think with a different IQ, man. The hell contagion is dumb. The true self mind is, wow, it sees all, right? It's omnipresent. It's omnipotent. It sees all the angles, it sees all the games, and it sees that you are in the center of it all, creating. It's an interesting thing. I just wanted to do this little video because I can write this down, but I can't be arsed writing at the moment, so I thought I'd do a video and talk about it. I may not post it, I don't know. I found this really nice tea, cinnamon tea. 3 cinnamons. Yeah, it is super mega intense and it's all hitting the fan. But that is all par for the course, guys. I know that. I had a moment this morning where it was horrifying. But I'm learning to not react and to not get engaged and to not get lured into it. I remain the observer. And when I do that, it comes, washes over me, and it goes away. I've had a few interesting experiences. There was this electric blue mini flash of lightning in my living room for like a nanosecond, and then this terrible stabbing pain underneath one of my shoulder blades, very painful, which was gone the next day. And then I had this weird day where it felt like I was coming down with something, and I kept sneezing and sneezing and sneezing, and I thought, oh, it looks like I'm coming down with something. And then it was like, no. And I think something was removed, like some sort of implantation device was removed, and it's very interesting because I literally felt my consciousness being liberated. It was like, wow, the delusions of powerless victimhood and insanity that we have lived in, that prison of toxic shame and bending over backwards to keep our heads above water in this world. Oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you in order to survive. And it's like, no, you don't. Stop being a battery. The skill, I get it now. Liberation is at hand. Yeah. Quantumverse. Omnipresent. Omnipotence, omnipresence, Quantumverse soul travelers.